Yay. All right, welcome everyone. If you'd rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Volrath?
Here.
Mr. Blanton?
Here.
Mr. Robinson?
Here.
Can I get a motion for the acceptance of the minutes from July 16, 2025, of the regular meeting of the Board of Trustees?
I will make a motion for the acceptance of the minutes from the July 16, 2025 regular meeting of the Board of Trustees.
I will second.
Mr. Volrath?
Yes.
Mr. Blanton?
Yes.
Mr. Robinson?
Yes.
A motion for the acceptance of the invoices by the fiscal officer?
I will make a motion that we accept the invoices as presented by the fiscal officer of the last month.
I will second.
Mr. Volrath?
Yes.
Mr. Blanton?
Yes.
Mr. Robinson?
Yes.
All right, we got a lot to cover tonight. First thing we're going to cover is we're going to go to recognition of our fire and EMS department members. Mr. Volrath?
All right, well, first, welcome everyone. Glad to see everyone up here this evening for this event. It's not often that we get to do an event like this. So I'd like to bring Chief Schuman up, if you would.
Good evening, Chief.
You're on.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome and thanks to the Board of Trustees and Mr. Brett for allowing us to do this recognition of excellent service tonight. I'm going to provide a brief just synopsis of what we're going over here, and then I will introduce the folks to come up in just a second. So this event happened February 24th of this year. Station 68, Mount Nebo, was staffed with 5 people. Medic 68 got called to a crash on 128 in front of Kroger's to assist Whitewater with a mutual aid vehicle accident. Engine 68 was wrapping up shopping at Kroger's at the time that the incident was dispatched. Engine 68 crew exited the store. Upon exiting the store, the incident was then upgraded from an auto accident to an auto accident with cardiac arrest or a non-breather. Engine 68 added themselves to the call and found Deputy Adam Kroger performing CPR on the victim. An AED was already in place with 1 shock delivered. Engine 68 joined patient care and deployed ALS with another shock delivered. Medic pulse regained while on the scene. Medic 68 arrived on the scene, patient loaded, and then transported with a crew of 5 to Mercy West. So if I could have Austin Patner, Chris Patner, Andrew Long, Adam Kroger, and District Chief Corbin up front, please. It's warm in here. I would like to introduce Mike Shear from Mercy West Hospital. Mr. Shear is the EMS coordinator for Mercy West and will share his perspective on the incident and the hospital's role in the response from the time we got to the door to when he got to leave the hospital. Welcome, Mike.
All right. Good evening. I'm Mike Shear. Like Chief Schuman said, I'm the EMS coordinator at Mercy West. I've been in this role about 2 years. I retired actually last year from Green Township Fire after serving 31 years at Green Township. This incident, I routinely review cardiac arrest incidents, and this run was just phenomenal. The times, when I look at these runs, I always look, okay, what was there an error? Could we have done better? There was absolutely nothing that this crew did that could be any better. From looking at the times, once they get on the scene, the AED was applied within 3 minutes, which is perfect. They were on the scene 11 minutes off the way to the hospital, again, which was great. They arrived at the hospital 14 minutes later, and the patient was in the cath lab 15 minutes later. And I challenge anybody, any crew, anywhere to top those times. That was simply phenomenal. So what we do at Mercy West, all the EMS coordinators, we came up with a life-saving award. And what we do is I send this out to all the coordinators and said, hey, we had an incident. What does everybody think? This was obviously a resounding 100%, absolutely well-deserving. What I wanted to do before I present this award, I also wanted to introduce Jason Asik, who's our president of the hospital. Jason came out to witness this awesome event as well. So one other side note with this, and I really wanted to bring this up. When I was at Green Township, I was in charge of a community emergency response team, which is called CERT. And the gentleman who was revived is one of the original members of the CERT team. And I also consider him a very dear friend. And when I saw this report, I got really emotional because I've known Fred for 20 years. And Fred, you could not have had a better outcome with this crew. So I cannot say enough good about these guys. You know, I see them all in the hospital all the time, and I will tell you, Miami Township's crews, to all you guys on the board, there's never an issue. Very rarely do I ever have to call Captain Yanko and said, you won't believe what these guys did. I've never said that. So I cannot say enough good about this. The times, the outcome, the cardiologist at Mercy West was unable to be here, Dr. Adam Raskin, who did the procedure. He also wanted me to send his well wishes and good graces to you as well. So again, I cannot say enough about this crew. So what we do at Mercy, we have 2 awards we want to present. We want to present a plaque to the crew. So this first plaque goes to Deputy Kroger, as well as a challenge coin. I've known Deputy Kroger a long time. When I was at Green and he patrolled in Green, so we go way back. So come on up here, buddy. The next one goes to Jim Corbin, who's from the Western Joint Ambulance District. And last but not least, the crew that responded. This plaque says, a life was saved because of you. Mercy Health West pays tribute to Miami Township Fire Department, firefighter paramedic Andrew Long, firefighter paramedic Austin Papner, firefighter EMT Nate Batchelor, firefighter EMT Chris Papner, and firefighter EMT Evan Stropes. So gentlemen, come on up here. The other two for the other two that cannot be here, so. I just wanted, again, to thank Miami Township and the fire department for inviting us out to do this. And I love to come out and do these awards, even though I'm retired. I still like to see what great care everybody is providing out in the field. So thank you again.
Thank you.
So on behalf of the fire department, we're going to give out an award of excellence. And this is the first time that I've been able to do this as the fire chief here. So this is really neat to be part of. And the crew, I couldn't be more proud of representing Miami Township either. So if Captain Yankee would come up, Trustee Volrath. Captain Yanko is going to hand the Award of Excellence to Trustee Volrath to hand to them. If you guys would like to come up and shake hands as well.
Let him do this and then come up.
Sure. Would you like to say anything, Joe?
I didn't have a speech prepared. Captain Yanko handled EMS here. It's a pleasure to serve the community. We've got awesome employees here. It makes our jobs easier at our level. So I can't say enough for our crews. Thank you, everybody.
You guys want a picture or anything?
No,
I don't know that answer.
you don't need me.
Thank you guys, we appreciate it.
We have everybody.
Sir, would you like to come up and be part of the meeting?
Yeah.
Come on, Fred.
Right front.
Yes, absolutely. Front and center. Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. 1, 2, 3. One more for good measure. Thank you.
Yes, you did. You guys did a great job. Great job.
I'm going to do a little closing thing real quick, and then we'll get into it.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Yeah, the reason is, I don't remember anything, but these, what I heard,
I'm just going to do a quick closing thing here real quick. Tonight's recognition highlights the incredible teamwork and dedication shown on February 24th of 2025. The quick actions of our Sheriff's Office partners to the rapid response of Engine and Medic 68 and the continued care at Mercy West was truly a life saved through collaboration. We couldn't do this stuff without that collaboration together. On behalf of the fire department, I'd like to thank each of you for your professionalism and your commitment to serve. Congrats to each of you, and thank you all for supporting our mission. Any further comments from the board?
that's wonderful. No, very, very, very proud, very
Yeah.
proud.
This concludes this part of the meeting, and all the fire department members and guests are invited to the community room, which is just down the hall, for some light refreshments and fellowship.
Thank you.
Chief,
Thank you.
are you going to go to the vehicle right now?
I can, yes.
Let's go straight into that, and then you can get out of here.
Great. I didn't bring my phone.
Okay, Chief.
All right, yeah, I think on the agenda next,
Sorry, go
yeah,
ahead.
we wanted to talk about while we had the chief here, that fire vehicle.
Do you have any questions specifically for me? If not, I'll just kind of go into it real quick.
Just, I do not, go ahead. Do
Okay.
you have any questions? Go ahead.
So on the agenda tonight is a requisition or for a new staff vehicle for the fire department. This is going to replace a 2012 Ford Explorer that is at the end of its life. It needs a new air conditioner, new transmission, has a lot of other things wrong with it at this point. This vehicle has been budgeted for 3 years. We have just never acted upon actually purchasing it. Well, with the levy stuff going on, we just didn't think it was a good time. So it's on the agenda tonight to include the upfit for the lights and the radios and stuff. So if you have any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer them.
Any questions from the board?
No, I mean, I think 2012, it's done its job, and you guys feel it's a cost benefit to just move on.
Mr. Bullrose?
All right, I will make a motion for the purchase of that fire chief vehicle to replace the 2012 vehicle, costing that $71,997.
Or was it 71?
$71,997.
But we're trading in.
And from who?
No, we're going to have to auction
We got
off.
the Cronin.
Is it
I'll
Cronin?
second.
Cronin Ford, yes.
Who?
Cronin Ford.
There you go.
Thank you.
All right, I
And
will
Mr.
second.
Blant, you second it?
Yes.
Okay.
Mr. Volria?
Yes.
Mr. Blanton?
Yes.
And Mr. Robinson?
Yes.
Chief, do you want to go over your monthly real quick?
I didn't bring it.
That's fine. If we need, we can make it to the, available to the public. And
Yeah.
if they got questions, we can answer them.
Perfect.
So go ahead and join them.
What about the part-time?
Congratulations, chief.
Are we gonna,
Great crew.
does he need to be here for that or
I don't
not?
think he needs to be here for that. He doesn't need to be here for the part-time firefighters, right? We can take care of that. Cool. Okay, let's move along. So Chief Schuman, so we will go to the sheriff's report. Lieutenant?
Good evening, everybody. Lieutenant McElroy with Hampton County Sheriff Patrol, District 1. Before I get into the stats, I want to also say how proud I am of, obviously, my deputy, but how everybody acted that day. It's not the first time that this has been brought up. Obviously, we've honored Deputy Kroger in our own way also, but it's nice that he came here. His whole family, last time, he did get another award that his whole family, his wife could come, but not his whole family, so it was very nice for you to host and for them to all be able to come. He said they were a little mad they didn't get to go last time, so thank you for that.
It's well deserved, so.
Yeah. And the only thing, I had to give the speech last time at the last award, so I didn't have to give it this time. And I couldn't work in that, he also has a pilot license. I just think that's cool, and I couldn't figure out how to work that into his speech. Anyways, to the stats. Last month, the Sheriff's Department had 283 runs total. 222 of those were dispatched. 61 of those were self-initiated or non-billable. Service exchange, Miami Township cars were requested outside of Miami Township 127 times. 90 times they actually went, 37 times they were disregarded en route to the never arrived on scene. And return, 179 times outside county cars were requested into Miami Townships. They also assisted actually 90 times and were disregarded 89 times before they arrived. Out of those incidents, we took 12 criminal reports, 6 non-criminal reports, and 4 auto accident reports. I also contacted Detective Fisher before coming tonight to see if there was any progress, because I know, or maybe somebody would be interested, we had a number of auto thefts, or thefts from auto. They had some video, but have not identified the suspects yet. And that's kind of where we are now.
That's the biggest thing I'm sorry, were you finished?
Go ahead.
That's the biggest thing I had. I heard from folks in multiple neighborhoods that they kind of did their, had a night or two and did their rounds. And
They also hit Green Township really hard that night. It was one where they kind of hit in this area, but Green Township got hit really hard on the same night too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess all we can do is encourage our citizens to be vigilant, because it seems like every few months they pop in, do their thing, go away, everybody kind of raises their awareness, then after a few months kind of gets comfortable again and lets their guard down, and then they seem to come back. So
I think this crew did break some windows and get in, not just open, because we always recommend everybody lock their doors, but also with that, make sure you bring your valuables inside, because they will, if they spot something or think something inside, they will go ahead and break the window as well. So
Sure.
Bring your stuff inside.
All right, any questions for the lieutenant from the public? All right, thank you, LT.
Thank you.
thank you.
Okay, the board will recognize Mr. Rosenberger from Baron Becker, who will get a final update on West Park Extension.
Thank you. I'm gonna probably just go through these plans. There's some 30 sheets in this. I'm gonna quickly kind of go through it and hit some of the points, and I'll have a couple questions for the trustees on this also. So we have been working through the design of this project, and there's been some setbacks in terms of timing. We met with the Hamilton County Flood Department. They were requiring more than we could possibly do, I guess. We could do, but it would cost a lot more money. So in essence, what's happened is there is a line located right here, which is the floodway of the Great Miami River, and we have to keep everything out of that area. In the past, you could excavate and create more of a void, and that was okay to do that. But now, if we do anything out there, if we were to hog out any material that would improve the flow of the river, you have to do a HEC-RAS study. It's a Corps of Engineers program that you have to do, and it's quite costly, and it's kind of, in our opinion, ridiculous. So right now, we've got this thing set up so that we can manage the site and stay out of that floodway. So we're working through that issue. We also had the geotech work done, which they did find some possible uncontrolled fill in the area, and we're going to, when we put the bid out, we are going to have a line item for that to, if we have to excavate and replace, we're going to do that. So we have that line item in there, and we'll have the geotech hired on this to monitor the soil conditions and, of course, the subbase of the pavements and so forth. So if you want to, Kim, if you want to go, just kind of go to the next page. So this is the existing conditions. Another aspect was the Cleese water main that's running through there. We really didn't know that till earlier this year. So that project is off to go, and that'll be out of the way. So this is the existing conditions sheet. So go next page. So this is the site plan, and what this shows is the pavement thicknesses and the dimensions and where things are located. You can see on right in the center of the map that there's a parking facility, 2 facilities there, and then there's 2 pickleball courts, some seating areas, and a fitness court that will be constructed along with a pavilion. We will have restroom areas, just as it's set up, just as it is in the existing park, and we'll have additional walking paths. Now, we show a walking path above that floodway line. What that is, that's going to be a clearing of a path. It'll be a grass path. After meeting with and talking to the flood control administrator, we would just create a grass path through there. It won't be a mulch path. We're not going to do a mulch path. So go to the next sheet, please. And this is just a blow up of the baseball field with the backstops and the baseball players' benches, and then also bleachers. And we also have another restroom facility proposed there. And so there will be a foot access to the East Miami River Road that will be also be used for any kind of emergency conditions for emergency vehicles to get through there. Go to the next page, please. Now I'm going to kind of try to go through this fast. That's more of a blow-up of what we're proposing, more detailed fashion. As I had mentioned, the right is the pickleball courts, and then in the center, and I'm going to go up here, this will be the fitness pad, and then this will be the playground area with a pavilion, an overlook pergola, and then some seating area. That's what is proposed right now for that. Go to the next page, Kim. This is just engineering stuff showing the storm drainage and the storm pipes. Go to the next page, please. This is just the grading of how the site's going to grade. Currently, the grade is going to be the 100-year is the 494.4. And I'll put this out here. And this will be at 486, 87, 88 in that area. And this will be at 485. So this sits higher than the existing ball fields as you see it down there currently in the existing condition. Go to the next page, please. Another scene of the grading of the site plan. Keep going. Keep going. These are all the pertinent details that engineering details that needs to be provided so that the thing can get constructed per plan. Keep going. This is erosion control details measurements of how to, and then we're getting into more of the detailed product that's going to be built. Keep going. And then all of this, as you can see, the leader lines that go to certain areas. We will have flag poles in the center area here, in this area, and we've taken the historical monument and moving it up in here also. We're working through that right now currently with the appropriate agency. So go to the next page, please. And then just some more details of this. I could go into detail of this, but we'd be here for an hour and a half. So that's why I'm quite quickly getting through this thing. So go to the next page, please. And these are the photos of the equipment that's proposed to be installed for the playground area. Next photo. One of the things that we did at Patton June Park is these things here, as simple as they are, is a must. The kids love it. They can climb on that thing, even some of the adults. So that'll be a part of this function of this playground also. Go to the next slide. And then just some more details of the different benches and picnic tables. Keep going. And then some more details of what was proposed for flagpoles. I'm going to go back one. And then the bike racks we're proposing, and of course the grill that we're proposing on there. And then we have 3 water fountains were proposed on this area. And then you can see the historical marker up top. Go to the next, please. And then these are the swings that are proposed, along with the double-sided entry sign. Go to the next one. And then this is the proposed pavilion. Go to the next one. And then this one here, which I would like the trustees to chime in on a little, we are proposing a horse fence, with a two-panel horse fence. One, it'll be less cost, and 2, it'll be a little bit better construction than what the split rail that's been out there. So,
It's vinyl, Mark?
Please?
It's vinyl?
Vinyl, yes.
And where exactly is that located?
We'll go ahead and let me get through this, and then I'll go back to that one. It's along the frontage of the road, just like the existing.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So it's along the frontage of the road. It'll still give that country look to it, but we still will also have the chain link, the black coated, vinyl coated chain link fence for the ball fields. And we will have the aluminum fence that's up top there, the fence panel for the playground area, just like we have down at Patton June Park. Go to the next one. And then just some more details of so like take for instance this bleacher, like the pavilion and the bleacher, that has to be designed and permitted by the contractor. They will permit that and have a design engineer design, because some of these things were located within the special flood hazard area, the 100-year. So you have to provide engineering data for buoyancy effect of it, which is, nothing's going to float away because it just doesn't happen. So just as we have the existing condition of the park. So go to the next page. And just some more details of the fencing. That mostly like the detail up in the upper right's the detail that would go around the pickleball courts. Next one. And then this is the pergola that we're proposing on here for the overlook aspect of it, to overlook the river. Go to the next one. And this is the landscaping plan of the landscaping. We're looking to keep more trees and shrubbery on this. So go to the next one. And just some more details through there. Go to the next one. Go to the next one. And these are just details, standard details of the landscaping that the landscaper has to follow. Is that it, or we got another one?
Yeah, 2 more. 3 more.
Okay. Go to the next one. I have been fighting a cold. Yes, these are just details and notes. Continue. That's it? That's it, Kim?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. So we have submitted these plans for permit, knowing that we will get comments back from the 3 different jurisdictions that we submit these plans to.
Could we leave one of those up, like just the main,
Yeah.
just one of the main layouts or whatever? I'm sorry, go ahead. You said submit for comments for the three different.
Yes, so we've submitted it to Public Works for storm drainage, and then the flood administrator for the special flood hazard permit, and then also the Hamilton County Soil and Erosion District for earthwork. So the thing is, I mentioned earlier, the geotech revealed some possible uncontrolled fill out there, which we're going to have to manage. And we can't do it until we start doing it or understand it, because it's just something we're going to have to deal with through there. If the only way you can overcome something like that is you just do a bunch of borings everywhere, and that's be costly. So that's in the nature of what we're doing. If you want to go back, let's go to, keep going.
Say again?
Keep going on another sheet until I say stop. Keep going. Okay, go back one. Go back another. So to answer your question, Mike, the fence will be running along here, right there. And then that's the existing fence that you could continue on, of the existing park if the trustees so desire to choose to do that. So, and then we have a fence line running through here. The ball field's a good 150 feet away from the edge. The batter's home plate, basically. So,
I know you discussed the elevation, and obviously this last spring was kind of a unique flood. But if we had that today, how much would this be impacted or not?
I don't recall how far that got up this spring, but this would probably be weathering that pretty good up in this area. This is the highest area of the site.
But I mean, I'm talking this whole new, extension.
What's that?
Like the whole West Park expansion, not just the ball field, but the ball field, the play, the pickleball,
Yeah, so right now, the existing soccer field's at an elevation 480. And you can't have it flat. You got to have it kind of tiered because of different elevations you need to meet and all that. So the existing soccer field's at 480. The playground area is at 488. The 100-year is at 494. And
but the soccer fields were underwater. I mean,
correct.
It was all the way up the road.
That's been that way. It's done that since we've had this thing built for 11 years. It's done that before.
I understand. I'm just, again, as we were talking about spending $3 million, I'm just trying to think through that.
Mm-hmm.
The above was not underwater. So above the soccer field, the extension was not underwater. Where it's going. Well, East Miami would have been underwater at that point. So it definitely wasn't underwater.
What wasn't? I'm sorry, I didn't follow.
The expansion of the park,
Yeah, no.
it was not underwater.
This area we're talking about.
Yeah.
So it was very minimal.
So we're,
It was-
like the center field of this field, we're raising that up like 5 feet from what it was. It varies. It's hard to say because it's all different throughout this area in terms of how the thing gets graded in that, because we have to make storm drainage work and you have to make the field flat and all that type of thing. So
the way I see it, there's about 4 or 5 different. So there's the ball field.
Mm-hmm.
There's the parking lot.
Mm-hmm.
There's the pickleball courts. There's the fitness center or fitness pad or whatever it's called, and then the playground area. Those are kind of 5 different things.
Yes,
Okay.
correct.
So I don't know if you're going to talk about cost, but previously, again, it was estimated about $3 million.
Correct.
So, I don't know if you have specific numbers or if you can ballpark, but parking lot is, I don't know, 500,000 or 300,000. Do you have some estimates on?
We've not split that out, and the reason is because it all works together. I mean, we can split it out, But like the earthwork could be right now, I'm showing it about $460,000. That's everything. I mean, we can split it out, but that's going to take me some time to do all that. But it all works together, so I can't get that number right now.
And then with the geotech, I mean, you're talking about fill, dirt, and backfill and all that other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have an estimate of, or your best guess as to, I mean, I know you're saying we got to just get in there and start boring, but
Yeah, so-
do we have a worst case, best case scenario?
So
or,
in the number, I'm looking at least 2.8 to 3 to 3.1 for the cost on this right now. That's where we're still kind of refining these numbers, which we'll have done next week. And I can send this sheet to all 3 trustees tomorrow once I get it done, because I need to meet with Mr. Brett to kind of outline some of the things that are going on now. What we're going to do is in this proposal, there's going to be an unclassified earthwork number that I'm going to have them do. They're going to quote me a number per cubic yard. So I'm going to have 1 cubic yard there. What is your price if we encounter this? That's how I'm going to deal with it. But I'm not going to let the contractor go willy-nilly. I'm going to have the geotech out there saying what we got in that. So there's going to be certain things like that baseball field, if there's some bad quality stuff there, we don't have to worry about full compaction on that. And but where the parking lot is, we do. And that's why we have to have the geotech out there to do the testing. Now, Pat and June, we didn't do it because it was kind of a small park. But this one's a big one. This one is a big one, and that's what we're going to do.
timeline? Latest, if we have one?
So that's one thing I'm going to work out with Mr. Brett on this also. So we're looking to maybe advertise next Friday, the 29th. If not, it may be the 2nd.
Just depends on when we get it done and how soon we can get it in the Inquirer, and we'll get it on our webpage that day, whenever Mark and I decide that it's ready.
So we're trying to outline what needs to be done before winter hits. Because Pat and June, we got hit on that. It really hurt us on that. So we're gonna emphasize to get to a certain point at least, unless in case weather hits us hard. But we're not gonna have this done probably till June 1st. That's probably where we're gonna be at on this thing. Because this one's a little bit bigger than Pat and June, and we went into June.
It's big, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Kim, can you raise this up, please?
I guess I need to ask the trustees, how do you feel about the two rail horse farm fence or a 3-rail?
I like the vinyl fence, and I think it looks good. We have to have a barrier in between the road and our park, and it's going to last a lot longer than a split rail, so I like it.
Yeah, you're asking more 2 versus 3? I mean, the third would be that bottom tier. Does that typically hold up well to kids standing on it and stuff, or?
It does let kids sit on it, younger kids sit on it, yes, okay. It does.
Yeah, I think aesthetically 3, in my opinion, looks better, but.
Okay. Just looking for maybe some cost savings.
We were looking.
Well, that's what I was going to ask. I mean, again, I'm always going to ask what something costs before I weigh in. So is it, are we talking $5,000? Are we talking $30,000? Are we, just?
Yeah, I don't know.
Not really sure.
And again, once we finalize this, I will forward this to you guys
Okay.
next week.
Yeah, I'm happy to weigh in then, but I don't like to weigh in on things if I don't know how much they cost, just in general.
So just so everyone knows, we have been planning this park, it's been at least 6 years ago. Is that correct, Paul? It has been 6 years ago. Before Trustee Roberson and Trustee Volrath came aboard, Trustee Reniger and Trustee Beck and I were all in agreement when we were pursuing the property down there to extend that park. And that was our sole intention, was to extend Miami Township West Park. Our park gets beautiful reviews from people that come in from other communities. It's a win-win for our community and for our kids. They'll always have somewhere to go. So we've been planning this for 6 years. We have the money in TIF. We've had it in there. We're very frugal with TIF. But this is exactly why we have, it's the TIF fund, it's called Tax Increment Fund. This is one of the big things we use for TIF, is to improve our township, buy equipment for our police and fire, and build parks like this. So this is something that's been going on for years now, and it took a long time to get to this point. So go ahead, Mark. Do you have
I'm
anything
done.
else?
If any other questions from the trustees?
Okay.
I just like, okay, well, I just like to say that I have said this before, and I'll say it again. I am for the park expansion. I think that was a promise that was made, and I think we need to adhere to that. But I'm always going to look at the cost and whether it's the best use of our TIF funds. So, yes, we do have TIF funds available, but we need to prioritize as a board and decide, roads, equipment for fire, whatever else, where the best use of that is. And again, I was for the Pat and June Park, but I was told it was $350,000 to $500,000 and ended up over $1 million. So I'm just always going to be looking out for the taxpayers when it comes to this is a $3 million, and that just scares me a little bit what the experience we just went through with the other park. But yeah, I think it's great, and I hope that we can make it look really good.
All right, Mr. Moreland?
Yeah, I'd like to address, and I brought this up months ago. To my knowledge, the park's being built, whether it was a petroleum pipeline went to Gulf Refinery. It was a Mid-Valley or Midwest pipeline.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I own property on Jordan Road that I've purchased that actually runs through my property also. I do not know exactly where it goes through the backside of the place, but I'm kind of thinking it might be by the ball diamond, and I could be wrong. What I'm saying is I contacted them when I purchased this property that I own, and they said that line has been out of commission, tied in at Taylor Road, and went to Gulf Refinery. It's been cut multiple times, but they still have an easement. The property I bought, I can build up there, and someday they might say, hey, we got our easement.
Right.
Just because the line's been cut. So what I'm saying is the township better not get in trouble with an easement, or make sure that line is thoroughly drained. With the EPA today, I don't know what's under the ground in that pipe that I bought. I wonder, all I can do is tell you what they told me. It's been cut in multiple places, but I don't think it's ever been pigeon flushed.
Yeah, so
I don't want the township to get caught up in something here. And I mean, you're a professional, you know the pipeline's there, and I'm sure
Yeah, so
some type of investigation.
the one pipeline is not being affected at all. They had another easement that ran through that they didn't build a pipeline on. And we talked to that company, and they have released those easements.
Okay.
Just to let you know that. So we've done our due diligence on that.
But the only other
Very
thing
good,
that
Mark.
we're positive there's no contamination in there, they can guarantee that. I guess they can.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that.
All right, any more questions? Mr. Beck?
The fencing across the front of the original West Park, is that anticipated to be replaced?
It is.
Like the new fence?
Yes.
And is that part of this bid?
It's not part of the bid, we're keeping.
We were going to go ahead and do
Correct.
that.
We have
We'll pick
plans
the
for
same
it.
fence, but we were going to go
But
ahead
we're
and
doing it
replace that this
separately,
year.
though, right?
Yeah.
We're doing it separately.
Would it be good to get an alternate bid at the same time?
Well, yeah, we're going to do that, but we were doing it separately though. But, so, right, am I correct?
Right,
on
yeah.
that? Okay. That's what I
Actually, yeah, I mean, wouldn't you want it to be consistent and have the same look and the same,
We do want that.
What's that?
We do want that.
Then why wouldn't we just include it so we know what all we're doing? That's the first I've heard of it, and I guess if there's other future plans.
We've
Okay.
talked about it, and I guess Jim hasn't brought it up yet, so.
Yeah, we just, actually,
Maybe
until,
you should get the bid at the same time.
Right. Keep the cost down and spread
What
it
we can do on that, if we stay on the bid, and then, once we get the numbers, and if we get 3, 4, 5 different bids, we'll show all the differences in that, and whoever gets awarded that number, we will go ahead and add on change order to that piece.
So I got to ask, is there anything else that's being kind of planned?
Not to my knowledge, no.
Okay. Nice.
All right, any other questions? All right, thank you, Mark.
Okay.
All right, we took care of everything. All right, before we go further, I want to read a statement into the record, and then we will go to Mr. Brett. Well, and then I have a couple of things first that I would like to address before we go to Mr. Brett and get these out of the way. First thing is, I want to clear the air about the Queen of Hearts game and the questions and allegations that arose about its propriety at their last meeting. The Queen of Hearts raffle is operated by Three Rivers Boosters Club. The Boosters Club is a nonprofit organization and is a registered tax-exempt entity. There were questions, allegations about whether the Boosters Club can operate the Queen of Hearts raffle at a township event. I consulted with our township's legal counsel, and he confirmed that such events are permitted by nonprofits. Under Ohio law, there is a specific statute that permits nonprofits to hold raffles without a license. During the meeting last month, a concern was raised about the Queen of Hearts and some guidance from the Ohio Attorney General. The township never received a formal opinion from the Ohio Attorney General about this issue. Apparently, the guidance was informal and from an unknown source at the Ohio Attorney General's office. And the Ohio Attorney General has provided a previously published opinion from 2018 that involved the Queen of Hearts game. We sent the 2018 opinion from the Attorney General to our Township Legal Counsel to review. The Township Legal Counsel reviewed the 2018 Attorney General opinion and concluded that the 2018 opinion is not applicable to the Queen of Hearts raffle operated by the boosters. The 2018 opinion involved Queen of Hearts game that was operated by a local tavern, where the tavern awarded prizes based on ticket sales, retaining a portion of the proceeds to fund subsequent rounds of the game. The 2018 opinion relates to the game operated by a for-profit business. The ability of nonprofits to conduct a raffle is governed by another statute in the Ohio Revised Code. The 2018 opinion did not analyze the statute governing raffles by nonprofits. In short, because the Boosters Club is operating the Queen of Hearts raffle as a valid non-profit organization and for a charitable purpose, the operation is legal. So I wanted to start off with that, and I want to go from there to...
Well, are we going to, is anyone going to address that?
I'm making a statement. Do you want to address it?
Well, can I ask who prepared that statement?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. What, may I ask if our attorney?
I had input with Alex, that's correct.
Okay.
Because you made allegations at the last meeting that I had to
Didn't make any
address.
allegations. I brought up concerns about liability, and Ms. Rovers brought up concerns, which is her job. Which is her job.
No, it's
and
not.
Mr. Brett
It's way above
brought
her
up,
pay scale.
And Mr. Brett brought up concerns about liability, which is his job. And I backed them up on it to say that I think that they should be looking out for potential liability for the township. No one made any allegations about the boosters. No one made any allegations about any other business or anything else. We were looking out for the liability and potential best interest of the township. And so I was obviously blindsided by that statement and did not know that was, it wasn't on the agenda. There was nothing to...
That's exactly what we said about the allegations you guys presented at the last meeting. We were blindsided by that.
You keep saying allegations.
It is allegations, and I'm not going to argue with you on the record. We're going to move forward,
okay. And
I made a statement, and that's it.
And I can't make a statement and
You just finished your statement.
I didn't finish the statement.
You're trying to be argumentative.
No. So I spoke with Denise White today from the Ohio Attorney General about an hour and a half ago, and she said and I quote, "As a general rule, whether for-profit or nonprofit, they still have to follow these same guidelines." And those guidelines were in that opinion that was issued by the Attorney General as it relates to Cuyahoga County, and saying that, again, all money in and all money out. So I wasn't planning on bringing this up. I thought we were moving on, and that this was, well, you're not moving on if you're
I had to respond to the
issuing this.
allegations that you assumed, or allegations that Mr. Volrath and myself did something unethical, illegal, which was farther from the truth.
Okay.
Everything that the boosters did was 100% legal. We allowed them on township property to sell tickets, not conduct a raffle, sell tickets, and that's all that happened.
Okay, so you and Mr. Volrath made that decision, correct?
What decision?
To allow them to come in?
Just finish making your statement, then we're going to move on.
So, just know that I have no issue with the boosters doing what you're doing. If you can be successful, I hope you are extremely successful. And that my concern, along with our administrator and along with our events manager, are trying to look out for the township and look out for the boosters. And that's all we're trying to do. I know some of you, and I believe you to be honest individuals, and I'm telling you that if someone comes to us and shows up with no notice and says, we're selling seltzer, we're selling some sort of alcohol that we're not familiar with, it is incumbent upon us to make sure that they have whatever liquor license that is associated with that, so that we can make sure that we're not putting the township opening ourselves up to a liability that's not necessary. And frankly, we want to look out for that group as well and say, hey, you might need to look into this, you might need to check on this, because we don't want you to get in trouble and we don't want us to get in trouble. That's all this really comes down to. And then, we are trying to look out for you, and we're trying to look out for us. And this is turning into allegations and all this other stuff. That's really all that this comes down to, is that we're trying to keep everybody above board and make sure that everybody can thrive and be successful. And I don't appreciate the misconstruing things when all we're trying to do is look out for you guys and look out for us.
Okay, we're moving on. You said enough.
Can I ask a question as a resident?
Enough. Yeah, go ahead.
If you're looking out for the best interest of the township and our boosters, why wouldn't you bring that to the other trustees' attention? Why would you solicit someone to bring it up into a public meeting and insinuate that there was violations committed? You did that.
I didn't
You did do that.
I didn't solicit anyone from bringing up anything.
I don't think that's accurate.
Okay, you can have an opinion, but to say that I'm soliciting, I didn't solicit
Under the
anything.
level of the township trustees taking upon themselves to contact the Attorney General's office when it's not in their job description, nor did they have authority to do that.
So, Mr. Brett, may I clarify, asked Ms. Robers,
Why would Mr. Brett ask Ms. Robers
instructed
to do
Ms.
something like
Robers
that?
to call the Attorney
Can you shut the
General.
doors, please? I know, I'm hot too, but.
Just to clarify, Mr. Brett, our administrator, and it's his job to run the day-to-day operation of the township, asked Ms. Robers to contact the Attorney General and try to get some clarification. Is that correct, Mr. Brett?
That should have never happened.
Well,
Because
okay.
you're the administrator, and it should have never happened. You know
I'm
that.
getting darts thrown at me. I'm just trying to
You're not
clarify and
getting
set the
darts
record.
thrown at you. You're getting facts thrown at you. That's what they are.
Okay, so Mr. Brett he asked Ms. Robers to do what he thought was best as our administrator, and then he asked her to check with the Ohio Attorney General. She did exactly what she was instructed to do by her supervisor, who she reports to. Then when she got a certain response and brought it back, then my understanding is that that was questioned, and so Mr. Brett took it upon himself to say, well, it shouldn't be a hearsay, this person, that person. So then he called up to the Ohio Attorney General, had a conversation on his own, and then got the same exact consistent response that Ms. Roberts got. So we have an administrator and events manager both getting the exact same statements from
My
the...
question is though, why would he have someone under, is she your assistant? Is she supposed to do
She's
duties?
department head.
She's a part-time events coordinator is all she
She
is.
schedules people to rent the
Reception
community
hall, and that's it. It's
And
way above her
it's my
pay scale.
understanding that the attorney, your attorney for the township, stated that there were no violations.
That's
committed,
correct.
And he continued to call or insinuate that violations were committed. On the record.
Can you let our administrator speak, please?
Yeah, absolutely.
You
were
got
speaking for him
you
before.
need to speak up because you got nothing in writing. And everything that you didn't hardly put anything on the record, it was Carrie. And everything you got was, they told you they can't give legal advice. And I told you in an email to quit questioning our attorney because he issued his opinion, and that's what we're going by.
All right, my turn?
Yeah, it is your turn.
So let me back up to the way this got brought up. Someone came by me at the concert, at the first concert, and said, "Hey, what's over there?" And I said, "Oh, yeah, that's the Taylor Boosters. They're doing Queen of Hearts, and all the money, that they make goes back to the athletic programs. It's a great program." And he looked at me and said, "That's not really legal, I don't think." And I said, "Gee, I don't know. I don't." At that point in time, I didn't even know how the Queen of Hearts worked. So, as our meeting was approaching, I did not have time to do it myself. And quite honestly, we pay Ms. Roberts to put together the events, and I kind of saw it as part of her job, so I tasked her with it. She was actually uncomfortable coming to the meeting, and I just had it in my report. And I asked her to be prepared to add anything additionally. And that was way before this went to Mr. Ewing at our attorney's office. And I had, until after that night, I had not called anybody and checked. I had already called and checked before Alex got involved. So there was no malice, nothing trying to do anything behind anybody's back. My neighbors at my house are members of the Boosters. I talked with them about it to find out how it worked. And quite honestly, the only way to get something in writing would be to ask for a formal Attorney General's opinion. But if we do that, we have to tell them who we are and who they are, the Boosters. I didn't want to do that because, quite honestly, out of sight, out of mind, if they don't know what's going on and they can make money for the kids, I think we're all in favor of making money for the kids. So they let the Boosters know what I found out, and it really should be the end of it, I think.
And for the record, I took the same approach. And when I was talking to them this afternoon, I said, it doesn't matter who the group is. It's just, we're just trying to look out for the township and our liability. So so now we're getting, I know it's easy to point fingers and make, but now we're getting to the truth of really how this all went down.
Well, my main question is, isn't that an issue that you should bring up to the trustees and discuss with them before you solicit and look into an issue that could potentially affect the township, instead of just going out on a limb and then bringing it up in a public meeting?
I don't see any difference between that and checking to make sure that the seltzer that the Legion was selling was covered under their license. I checked on that, mainly because Carrie was on vacation, wasn't here. But I try to check on things that I think might be an issue for the township all the time.
I understand that.
and I think that's my job.
I do know that Mr. Robeson was upset that the boosters were there, period.
No, well, ma'am.
That's true.
Ma'am,
You were.
I was upset that you didn't tell any of us, that you didn't tell Jim Brett, you didn't tell Carrie Rivers, and you didn't tell me.
We're moving on.
Well, you want to say stuff,
Does
but then when
anybody
I want to
else
say
have
something.
questions?
Yes.
Go ahead, Mr. Messer.
Carrie called one, you called two, and you called
Just
third.
today, yeah.
Today. Why do we need 3 phone calls to the same person to get the same answer?
After
That's
legal counsel.
After, I don't know the whole realm, I'm just getting back into
Sure.
it.
Our legal counsel issued an opinion where we did not do anything illegal.
Attorney General's when we already knew what, I don't know, and I'm not accusing anybody, but where do we stand on that? Like, because obviously we're getting different answers.
We
I got a different answer
stand
than
behind our attorney in that firm.
Is that something?
Frost, Brown, and Todd, that's who we hire them.
Yeah.
We've hired them through the township, through our official representation, and that is the opinion we're going with. I'm not doing any hearsay of over the phone, nothing in writing, nothing, they don't even know all the facts. That's the thing.
And they're not
So-
allowed to give legal advice, let alone tell.
So,
you
Mr.
what
Messer?
violations.
Just so we'll kind of clear the air on this, I know people have reached out to Jackie's, her establishment over this because that's where they hold it. So the Queen of Hearts, as a booster member, alum, I ask questions, right? So the original, the boosters put up X amount of dollars to get the game started. And you're talking probably within a couple weeks, it happened quick, somebody hit it, okay? So with that being said, the boosters decided to ante up another 6,000, right? So currently, they are not turning a profit. So legally, they are good to go.
Great.
If somebody hits that thing, wash your hands of it, whatever it may be, whether they got a license or not, I don't know that aspect of it. But legally, right now, as they sit, they are in good graces. That's it.
Yeah, and they are in good graces because they're doing everything 100%.
They're $8,000
$100% legal.
They've not
That's
made
why.
that yet.
Well, that's great, but so what about Jackie's establishment? Who has reached out?
I don't know specific names, but Ms. Jackie's very displeased right now because her name's being ran through the ringer.
She's very
Because she's
upset.
holding the event. She has nothing to do with the money. Jackie's a big supporter of our community, absolutely big. She's part of,
I think she's great.
To me, this is just something that we're kicking a lady for no reason. She's trying to do what's right for the community, and, I commend her for that. 'Cause
I do too. I think she's great, and she's a big supporter of law enforcement and our veterans and everything else. If there's any accusations, anybody in my sphere, then I'd love to know it, because I haven't talked to her or had any communication in 4 or 5 years with her. So.
All right, let's move on.
I'd love to know if there is something, because I'd love to get to the bottom of it, to be honest.
All right, the next, I'm jumping around a little bit, Jim. I'm going
right.
through the policy right now since we're talking about this. I'm making a motion for the policy advice of legal counsel. All requests for legal opinions on behalf of the township shall be made exclusively through the Board of Trustees approved legal counsel. Right now, it's Frost, Brown, and Todd. Requests for legal opinions may only be initiated by any individual township trustee or the physical officer, the township administrator, or individuals who have been expressly authorized by the Board of Trustees. No other township official, employees, or representatives are permitted to request a legal opinion directly from legal counsel without prior authorization as described above. An authorized township official, employee, or representative who receives a legal opinion under this policy shall maintain confidentiality of all attorney-client privilege, communications, and work product. Such confidential communications and work products should only be shared with the Board of Trustees, the physical officer, the township administrator, and any individual expressly authorized by the Board of Trustees. Legal counsel shall not respond to requests for legal opinions unless such requests originate through the approved process outlined in this policy. The enforcement is failure to comply with this policy may result in requests being disregarded or may result in discipline. And I will make that a motion that we move to pass this policy for Miami Township.
Okay. I will second.
I'd like to know, so first of all, I got this a few hours ago. So I glanced over it about a couple hours ago and we're made aware of it. What is the goal or what is the purpose?
You got to read it.
I read it. I'm asking what the purpose, what are we trying to accomplish?
The goal is to
with it?
exclusively use Frost, Brown, and Todd for our legal opinions. They're our attorney that we hire. That's our, so we don't go through this hearsay. She called this person, he called that person. We're doing away with all that. All legal opinions from today moving forward will come from our legal counsel. That's what this is about.
So does this hamstring Mr. Brett as far as being the administrator in any way? I mean, there's a lot of things that we...
Administrators in here.
Well, there's a lot of things with fire chiefs and that have legal aspects to it. So I'm just trying to understand how narrow or specific or how broad this
It lists
is.
the township administrator if you read it.
No, I read it.
Or the board, right? The board or the township.
Or the board, or you, Cindy, fiscal officer. All right, did you make a motion?
And you think this is you're recommending this, Mr. Ewing?
Well, it is, I think the intent of the policy is just to make sure that there's, a chain of, command as far as, how legal things are requested. And I think that does help to get consistency because getting inconsistent opinions can be, problematic. I think as far as your question about department heads, I think that's definitely a good point. But, the township administrator works closely with the department heads, and if they have a question that has a legal aspect, he can administer that. And then, if there's something where, a larger project where you want, the attorney to be working, like, for example, collective bargaining negotiations, that's something that you can authorize as and I want to be clear too, this is not and I do appreciate you, stating our firm being the representative, but the trustees decide who the representative is. So if the trustees would like to seek an opinion from the prosecutor's office or another law firm, that doesn't restrict you from doing that under the policy.
Okay. So would you recommend that all requests go through the administrator so that, a trustee would just, and department head, really anybody kind of funnel it through there so that you're talking about it being handled consistently? Is that a better approach or not?
Well, I would say it this way. I think that especially in my experience in local government, it is not uncommon for elected officials to have questions that are legal. And not just townships, but cities, I do get questions on a regular basis.
Yeah, we're not going to take that away from the board. It's not going to happen.
Now, and again, one thing to be clear, the confidentiality belongs to the board as a whole. So, there's no attorney-client privilege between one trustee and another attorney. So I want to be clear about that. However, it is not uncommon to get, legal questions from time to time. Another thing too, I would just a little specific aspect here. Townships, and although townships like Miami Township are growing and booming communities, traditionally they're kind of smaller government, and because of that, even though you have an administrator and you have department heads, it's not uncommon for township trustees to be a little bit more involved. So, I guess the bottom line is that I would not say there's anything unusual from elected officials asking to be.
Okay, and Mr. Brett, after hearing the explanation, are you in good in general with this? Or have anything before we vote?
I have some concerns that I would like to discuss with Alex about things like, if the fire chief gets an opinion from the Ohio Fire Chiefs Association, do we then send that to Alex, have him review it? How deep in the...
What are you talking about?
We get opinions from the Ohio Fire Chiefs Association.
You're in here as a township administrator, but you can do
Well,
that.
I'm saying we got those before, and we may get them in the future.
Okay, but...
Do I send it to Alex and have him approve it? Because it then becomes legal advice, so it's got to come from Frost, Brown, and Todd. May not be Alex, may not be his area of expertise, but somebody there will understand it. And just how deep in the woods do we go with what's legal and, defining that? And there's just a lot of things I would like to talk to Alex about it, but...
Well, you can. We got a motion pending, and we're moving forward. So we can always go back if we have to alter it, we can, or amend it, we can. But right now, I'm standing by my motion that's read into the record. Mr. Volrath has seconded it. And Ms. Ogier?
All right, Mr. Volrath?
Yes.
Mr. Blanton?
Yes.
Mr. Robinson?
I guess yes, but I guess we'll keep an eye on it. I'm trying to still have my head around it.
All right. The next one, which we've already started doing, is make a motion that the Board of Trustees approve the following with regard to reports from Township Department heads. Only the Police and Fire Department will be placed on the agenda for presenting in-person department reports during the regular meetings of the Township Trustees. All other Township Department heads will present written reports to the trustees. Written reports will be made available to the public upon request. The Township Administrators, subject to the approval of 2 individual trustees, may add additional reports from department heads at the meetings, and I'm making that also a motion.
I will second.
Well, I'm going to kind of ask the same question. Where is this coming from? And
I can probably comment on that. I mean, it comes down to these, 2 and 3 hour long meetings. Comes down to paying overtime to individuals that they can do a written report and we can read it out, or if there's something traumatic going on inside of there, we can report on that as a board.
And I couldn't agree more. And actually, that was my position previously, and I think you probably remember that, is that I was a supporter of this. But I guess I'm concerned because there was a agenda that was put out by Mr. Brett, I think on Monday. Was that the first one? And that had Ms. Robers on the agenda to give an update on promoting upcoming events. And then she was removed from the agenda, and I asked Mr. Brett why, and he said that he was instructed to take her off the agenda. So I think that it is absolutely in the best interest of the township to shorten the meetings and to not pay overtime and to not have some of the repetition that happens sometimes with having department heads here. But I also don't want to see people singled out and excluded from coming to the meeting to give updates should they have valuable township business. And I think that in her role as events manager, it is absolutely appropriate and part of her responsibility to promote events. And so she was told that she should not or could not do that. And so I think it's a slippery slope, and I want to make sure that we're not taking this from a policy that you're talking about. You're not requiring people to come here and changing that to you're not allowed to come here. And so I don't know if anybody on the board has any comment on that or administrator. But
sure. I think sure. With one of those pieces, I spoke with Mr. Brett about Ms. Rovers being on there. I don't think there's anything like she's going to say that's different. She submitted a written report to Mr. Brett. Mr. Brett's the administrator. He can read out and do those things without paying somebody the overtime to do it.
Exactly right.
that there's no dark horse secret behind there.
Okay, so are we going to tell, so we're going to make a case-by-case basis on that of, if someone says that they're going to, they want to speak because they think that they have, whether it's Mr. Miller, any of the
It takes two of the individual trustees, that's what it says in the motion. So if two of us agree to let them speak, then they can speak. That's what's going to be directed from Mr. Brett from this motion. All right, we're moving on. I made a motion. Tim, did you second it?
I did.
Can we get a vote, please?
Mr. Volrath?
Yes.
Mr. Blanton?
Yes.
Mr. Robinson?
I'm going to vote no at this time, but I feel like this is in direct response to what we just talked about and kind of singling out that incident and that individual, and I'm concerned about that.
All right, administrator's report. Mr. Brett?
All right, good evening, everyone. I'll try to keep this brief because we're going along anyway. Good news, Phase 1 of the Jordan Road water line, we advertised the bid coming up, and on actually maybe as early as tomorrow, we'll have the East Miami River Road portion of that to publicize and put out. And by Friday, I should have the Jordan Road portion. Talked to Mr. Abercrombie this afternoon, and I hope to have that for review, and we should be able to put that out within a week or two as Phase 2 for the same bid.
Right? That's the notice, right?
Yeah,
The notice, and
the
then
notice that
EPA
we're
is
accepting
doing
bids.
Whatever JSL said they have to do, it takes 4 weeks, and then we're putting it out to bid. Is that
We'll go
correct?
ahead and put it out to bid because there would be minimal changes from the EPA.
Okay.
I met last week with Cleves Waterworks, and Mr. Winhusen, the director of the Waterworks, was extremely pleased with the design. And matter of fact, he said the preliminary design was all he needed to see, was that happy with everything that we took into account for the village of Cleves.
Okay, so the other notice is going out Friday. When is the bids going to go out for both of them?
They'll
Just
be on our
estimate,
website, but as soon as you never know when the Inquirer is going to cut off publishing. So sometimes it's 3 days, sometimes it's 5, but once I have the bid packet tomorrow or Friday, we'll be putting it on our website and it'll be out.
Okay.
So, and
you're
then,
talking about within a week?
yeah. And then Phase 2 will be an addendum to that. And we're also going to send it to contractors of interest, people who have indicated they would like to see the bid package. So we're not going to wait for people to call us because we don't want to end up with the situation we did with Pat and June Park.
Right.
And nobody bidding it. So we have pre-talked to several contractors. It'll be on the construction plan website as well, which used to be the Dodge reports. It's got a different name now. So we're going to get it out there. Hopefully we'll get some good bids on it and get it going finally. So I also, when I get the Jordan Road portion, I told Mr. Oakes and I told Mr. Moreline that I would call them, let them know it's here. Barry said that he would come up. Actually, I told Mr. Oakes that I would like to pick him up and drive the line so that we can see where it's going to be and make sure that it gets everybody that you guys originally intended to. So I'll just...
Okay, let's move forward.
All right, nuisance complaints. We're working on several that Mr. Lindenschmidt is working on, especially on Roomba. We're sending some final notices out, and those will be properties that we will treat through the nuisance process. They've been given all kinds of time and every opportunity to make things right, and they haven't. Road maintenance, I'm glad to say that Strasser's resurfacing for this year is complete. With that said, Wayne and I have several full depth repairs that need to be done, so we're going to be getting prices for them. I'll have some for you that first meeting in September. And I got to ride around Indian Walk with the president of the Homeowners Association, who's name I can't remember right now. He showed me some concerns that he had. Several of those were catch basins that we already have Hendy taken care of. So I welcome that input from anyone in their neighborhood. I'll be glad to meet them, go look at sites that they're concerned about, because you live there, you see them better than I do just riding around. So our last summer concert was a huge success. The Menus draws a great crowd, and I'm told that might be the best attendance that we've ever had since the beginning of these concerts. We were blessed with a beautiful night, and everybody seemed to enjoy it. I actually spoke with a colleague from a neighboring community who said that it was a great event. He was happy he came. So what I had asked Mr. Obers to come and tell us about was the Community Health and Wellness Fair. That'll be held September the 9th here at the Community Center from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. There'll be free health screenings and information. So I'm not sure who is doing what. I know Kroger's is a part of it, but fire department will be a part of it. So we'll be doing blood pressure checks. We'll have nutrition resources available for people. I believe Kroger's is doing the vaccines. Mercy Health is going to be a part of this too. So they'll be doing blood density scans, bone density scans. There'll be health and wellness vendors here. The fire department will check car seat installations for you. And if any of you have tried to put one of those in lately, it can be frustrating. Glad my grandkids are out of that. And we'll also have some community resources for people. So if anybody has any questions, Mr. Ober's phone number is 513-467-3752. And her email address is Kerri, Kerri, .robers@miamitownship.org. Please contact her. She'll be glad to give you more information on it. And I hope it's as successful as...
Do we have flyers out?
Yeah. This flyer that I'm reading off of is out in the lobby, and if anybody wants a copy, see me after the meeting. I'll make one for you. Moving on, economic development. Just so everybody knows, I had a preliminary discussion with a company who's very interested in locating here on the west side. I'm currently putting together an informational brochure for them for distribution, and we need to have that available anyway. I hate to tip my hat to Green Township all the time, but they have a very good brochure that I'm going to model ours off of. And I also told the person that I met that Green Township didn't have a place for them, but I did tell Frank, their administrator, that in actuality, after I told him that, he said, they're good people. He was going to talk to them. And so I told him they were good people over there, and they wouldn't guide him wrong. For the first time, I think ever, we submitted a county facade grant application for the new owner of the Blush Pharmacy and Dave Pharmacy and Blush Beauty Salon building. He's got some great plans. Can't do everything at once, but I submitted that to the county. I submitted it as a 20% owner-funded grant and 80% county-funded. It's really the first time we've done this, and I'm not sure if they would rather have 50-50, but I told them in a follow-up that they asked, we can negotiate that. So our responsibility with that would be to oversee the reimbursement process, and I would have to attend update meetings with the owner in the county. So hopefully we can make that work. That grant is good for up to $100,000. So we submitted, I think, an $86,000 grant. So we'll see what happens with that, and hopefully we'll get better at it. Just a note about our new insurance company. They have a gentleman who comes out and does site visits, inspects all our buildings and equipment and things. I'll be spending next Tuesday and Wednesday with him all day. So if you're looking for me, please bear with me. I'll call you back as soon as possible. But he'll be out looking at our buildings, talking with our department heads about what they do with. And I think that's a great service that we get for free with that company. Boy, we were hoping tonight that Wayne and I were hoping that we could say the crack ceiling and parking lot and everything was done at West Park, but with yesterday's rain rolling in a little early, they pulled the crews off in the early afternoon and came back today and got the walking trail done. So the park is open now, and next Tuesday, the 26th, we will be closing the park again, weather permitting, and finishing up the parking lot and everything. And what they have done looks really good. You would be amazed at the crack sealing they did compared to the crack sealing that was done last year. Much better job, in my opinion, and Wayne's. I have a couple things that came up last minute that aren't on what's in your packet. And I didn't catch the gentleman's last name, but it's Mark. He's the facilities director down to schools. He called and said they're having a band competition on September 20th and wanted to know if they could use our parking lot for parking the buses and things for the bands that are coming in. So I actually had Wayne check with JJ. We have nothing scheduled that weekend. So I thanked him for asking, told him that they could use the parking lot. And that's just another good example of us working together with the school. And I think it was great that they called and asked rather than just assuming, because if we had a big ball tournament or something that day, could have caused some grief. So hats off to them for contacting us. And just so everybody knows, we do have an energy aggregation program, and you can choose to join that program or not, but a company called IGF Energy has requested and received a transient vendor license, and they will be out going door to door trying to talk folks into signing up for their energy program. So I just wanted everybody to be aware that they have registered and they'll be out there. That's all I have.
All right, wonderful, wonderful. All right, we'll go to old business. We've already covered the purchase of the fire chief vehicle, so we'll go to the turf pricing for West Park. So we've got two proposals, one from Playground Equipment Services and then one from Forever Lawn. So in there, Mr. Brett, do you want to talk about both of them?
Yeah, Playground Equipment Services was our first contact, and we spoke with them and had a rather lengthy on-site meeting with them. And Forever Lawn did the artificial turf at Pat and June Park, and we found out that they do this type of work as well. So we asked them for a price. So we have a couple options with each. They're very similar in cost. Let me see if I can pull that together. So the total for the Forever Lawn estimate for what they proposed, which it doesn't mean that's what we'll go with, we might want to add or subtract some, was $450,583. The price from Playground Equipment Services, the estimate from them was, I'm looking for the exact number for you, $488,092. So we've got a lot of homework to do on what the differences are in those because they're very close in price. We also have some homework to do to see if we want to spend that money. And we have some opportunities to maybe partner with the school. Am I allowed to say partner with CCRA? I tried to get Andy to commit that day, but he had $5 with him and said that was all he could do on his own. So, but we also have some opportunities to sell advertising on the turf. So
That's correct, in sponsorships.
Yeah. So I think the next step with that should be to really take a good look. We had some samples of the turf from Forever Lawn. We need to really do a deep dive into what both companies are promoting. We need to go out and talk to the school, talk to the people that use the fields, and talk to people that we think might be interested in buying advertising, and see where that can go.
We need to pursue that now. We also need to do a site visit on both places. So I know Playground Equipment Services has done Eggleston Park. I think it's called something different now.
Mid-American Ballpark.
Mid-American Ballpark.
Yeah, and they have flooding there similar to the conditions we have, so I think that is going to be a really good spot for us to.
Exact one. So
Yeah.
my understanding, and you can correct me if I'm mistaken about this, that they just put in artificial turf back in the spring, and then 2 days later, the flood hit and flooded the field. Am I correct on that?
Yep.
Flooded the field, and they sprayed it down, washed it off, and was playing on it within 3 or 4 days. Is that correct also?
2 days after.
2 days?
Yep.
So we know our park is going to flood. We built it right next to the river, just like they did. So this is something that has already been shown to work. They've installed it. I think it looks great. I went down there myself. I think it looks wonderful. I think this will be a huge, huge asset to our park and our community. So I'm all in favor of you moving forward, pursuing sponsorships. You need to set up meetings so we can do site visits, so the board can. And anybody else that is welcome to go with us. TRCAA, and anybody else. Somebody from the boosters would be great, would be wonderful, and we can report back in a couple weeks and see where we're at.
Yeah, I think that would be the next.
Now, both these prices, and I looked at both of these, I believe have the turf all the way out to the edge of the grass on the big field, and then they have the dirt, so they have the brown turf and then the green turf in there. So on both of these.
Yeah, but we can adjust which color we get.
We can.
And the one thing that I really liked that Playground Equipment Services said was the areas around the base paths where the kids slide. We could replace just those areas, and I'm not sure how big those areas have to be for Everlawn. So we've got some digging to do, but it's certainly, I think, worth pursuing at this time so we can see what the community involvement might be and what the final commitment from other folks may be and from advertising, so we can make an informed decision on what our cost is going to be.
Agreed.
I would just like to say that I'm for it in general, again, just like many of the other projects. I think that this could be a good investment, and it could be a nice asset for the kids and for the teams and for our park. But again, it all comes down to, like you just said, what kind of partnerships can we bring to the table, and what is our overall cost to invest in this. But in general, I love the idea, and it's my understanding that Playground Equipment Services is completing or just completed LaSalle baseball field as well. And they said that they'd love to have everybody come out and check that out as well. So I think that doing our due diligence, doing our homework, exploring different funding options and things is absolutely appropriate. But I think we need to make sure that we got a good handle on it before we move forward.
All right, Mr. Volrath, anything? All right, Mr. Brett. Oh, I'm sorry, did you guys have any comments you wanted to make about the field?
I'd be willing to jump on board and help do whatever helps all of our kids out, because the thing about the turf is it doesn't just help baseball, it doesn't just help high school. It helps our kindergartners who play t-ball who can get access to it. It helps our 10-year-old girls who play softball have access to it. It helps a lot more than just one, single group of kids. It helps hundreds of kids, literally hundreds, not just one group of kids.
Exactly.
And I love that. I love everything you just said. Again, we're about to spend $3 million on, the park expansion, and then this is on top of that, or whatever it's going to be. And I just think, we just got to prioritize. But otherwise, I think I'd love to see that it being used more, and with the rain and the flooding and everything down there. I get it.
Just to kind of piggyback off that, and I understand the wanting to do cost savings and things of that nature. Our I also understand that currently, in the last 2 years, just varsity baseball in general, not counting the group that I lead, in 2023 to 24, mind you, there's 20 games in a season for these folks, but for the high school, there was 7 JV games, or 8 JV games and 7 varsity games, and obviously we had a crazy year with rain. We had 11 JV and 10 varsity games rained out. Currently, as we sit, and if I had to just do all, guess on current park, field 1 only, you probably look just to, and I don't know if you've been down there after it rains, but currently, and I'm going to say 6-hole and 4-hole, and that may not mean crap to anybody else, but so third and second base, it holds water, right? That water will stay there until, I don't know, we're going to guess off the last rain, probably a week and a half. So which hinders our kids, our high school athletes to be able to go out, get work in, whatever it may be. So I understand the cost, but right now, if you would fix the issues that you currently have on there, I mean, you're probably talking close to $100 grand. And that's laser grading, fixing the infield itself, just because it's grass. It's not, not sod, right? And he will attest this, if you can feel a ground ball there, you're doing something, because it is all over the place.
It's like playing. How often, when it does rain, does our parks director get down there and work on the fields? Does he get down?
When you say work on the field, like work on.
Sit down, stop, we're not, I get what you're saying. So,
that's it.
I'm with you there, and I'm the leader of the youth, right? Baseball director. I mean, I spend a lot of time working on the fields, and you can vouch for that.
That's what I'm saying.
But I just, in general, right now as it sits, if nobody goes and currently fixes the issues that we have, you're probably talking $100 grand. I'm just stating that.
And we also look at saving in the future too with dirt that we add every year and chalk and mowing the infield and all the other maintenance that goes along with it that we would save over the years also. So you're correct, and that's a great point.
Can I just ask, so obviously that fixes the infield. But you got the outfield, you got the dugouts, you got some of the other areas. So something that I'm going to be asking about, and just to try to have a better understanding, if that's playable, that's fantastic. But if you got outfielders standing in 6 inches of water, or puddles and injury risk and all that other stuff. So just things that I think that we all got to wrap our head around and have a better understanding.
That's valid. Hey, we're not going to play baseball under 6 inches of water.
Well, I'm just saying.
But
because if you want to make that investment, you want them to play. I mean, that's the whole goal.
1,000%. So most facilities nowadays are going just turf infield because of the cost, right?
Sure.
It's really big on the east side. The Reds Foundation really does a lot of that. And I know specifically for the one that MAB put in, there is like concussion, like there's a way for them to, if you hit your head, like it's less risk, right, than regular bases or regular dirt. I don't necessarily think that I want to do the savings however we can, right? Whether TRCA, we would 1,000% be on board with this, but I'm still a nonprofit, right? It's understanding that as well. I have $1,100 in my TRCA baseball account, right? So, but the long term, the cost savings that you are not having to do, it would pay for itself. Because you're not using the entire whatever.
Well,
Cost saving analysis, that would be good. To lay it out there in a way that goes back, because I'm with you, I'm for the kids 100%, but it's got to be beneficial. I want it to be beneficial for all kids.
Right.
Because if it does rain on 2 other fields, then you've got 15 other teams that are all wanting to fight to be on that one field.
Well,
So
we'll have it managed. I
Picture.
mean,
Yeah,
we'll have
I'm
it
not
managed.
against it, no, I'm just saying, but now, it opens up a big broader spectrum of, heck yeah, let's get this done, but let's think about maybe down the road, the little field. Little guys would love that, always playing, and expanding it.
Oh, that's a good idea. It's a good idea.
So-
That's exactly why we have TIF money.
I wanted to just tell you that you mentioned the Reds Community Foundation, and I reached out to them to see when their next round of funding would be. And they said that they typically only award $3,000 to $5,000. And I'm fairly sure that we're not in a low-income enough area to get a whole field built. But if we can get 3,000 to 5,000,
1,000%.
yeah. So, but if we get $3,000 to $5,000, that'll go a long way towards fall dirt. So, so we're going to apply for that.
All right, any other questions about that? All right, let's move along. All right, Mr. Brett, new business.
So we have a proposal to join in the study for by the Ohio Fire Chiefs Association, looking at the feasibility of forming a joint fire district with the city of Harrison, Whitewater, and Crosby Townships, along with Miami Township. So I'll let Mr. Volrath has been attending the few meetings that we've had to explore on this. I'll let him take it from there.
Yeah, I think, we've had several meetings now talking about this. Looking at the joint fire district with these would be, basically, we saw through the last levy how expensive it is to run a fire department. Looking at a joint fire district may be kind of the thing of the future here to help keep costs down and everybody move in the right direction. What we want to take some time and do some due diligence on this and see what that cost savings looks like. Whether it's working together, kind of on an informal basis and buying drugs together or doing whatever, turnout gear, things like that, the amount of money that's being spent by each of these departments for all those things, we think that we can come up with some savings here. Inside of there, we have talked, and the chief has gotten together with the Fire Chiefs Association. They want to put together this feasibility study to look to see where our firehouses are at, what kind of coverage that we have, all those pieces inside of there to see if this is a feasible project to continue to take a look at. Inside of there, there's cost to that study. What I'm asking for tonight, we believe that the estimate is about $9,000 for our share, so each of the four would be putting up $9,000 to do this feasibility study to see if we need to take this any further or if it dies kind of where it stands. I'm going to recommend funding not to exceed $15,000 in case one of these townships is unable to secure the funding. I still think we want to do our due diligence and say with these four districts here, that way we're not going back on the back end and having to have a whole new study done when people come in. So that's kind of the piece that we're at is really on this this proposal is just to approve funding not to exceed $15,000 for that. I think our estimate's going to be at 9, as long as everybody else secures funding.
So 9 to 15,000, that's what you're saying?
Yeah, not to exceed 15. I think we're going to be at 9 if everybody else gets their approval.
So so are you making that
I'll make that a motion to
The townships, our township's portion, 9,000.
Correct.
Up to 15 is what he's asking.
Yeah, okay.
Up to 15,000. Yep.
I think it's a great idea.
And I think attached to the board packet was the feasibility study layout there, so you can kind of take a look what's all going to be involved in that feasibility study. It's pretty.
So, yeah, I was trying to, I looked it over the other day, but what the time frame, this is in the next couple months.
Yeah, I think we're trying to get this moving as quick as we can. I think we're trying to get the okay for everybody to get the money approved here, and then we're meeting the end of.
By September the 15th, and cut them loose on that study, and hopefully we'd have it before the end of the year.
And I spoke with, I happened to see the mayor of Harrison at another event, and we made the point that this doesn't mean we're doing this.
Right.
And that it might be that we just identify some cost-saving opportunities, like you said, with turnout gear or whatever else.
Purchasing drugs, you know, and
So we're taking this wide open approach of, you know, it could be some, little, nothing, all, you know, whatever, there, that this is just let's just do our due diligence and just
correct.
Check into it more.
And they may come back and say, doesn't work for you.
Right.
So, you know, we definitely need to know that opinion before we go down that path.
Yeah. Did
So,
you make that a motion?
Yes, I did. I made a motion.
I'll second it.
Okay, Mr. Volrath?
Yes.
Mr. Blanton?
Yes.
Mr. Robinson?
Yes.
Can I ask a question on that too? I'm sorry.
Yes, sure.
Spoke with, this has been a rumor out in the community for a while now. Spoke to a Whitewater Township officer the other night. He told me Whitewater Township levy will be done by April. They're completely out of money. How will that affect things? My second question is, me and Mike live by each other. We're out on an island by ourselves. And our fire service, we deserve better. It takes a long time. If this station's out, it takes 20-some minutes for 69, 18 minutes for 68 to get there.
Yep.
We need something on our side of town.
They are definitely
Focus on whether
looking.
it's with an engine company or something like that. Put a building up, if it's an Aston or something,
Yep.
to where we have that, at least a first responder, because we got,
looking at all of it.
we got some big houses back there, and we're out. So, I mean, hopefully that is something that,
Yeah, that feasibility study is going to also
Yeah.
give us some opportunity to take a look at where these firehouses are placed. And where the calls for service are, the heat map and so forth. So they're going to be looking at all that stuff.
I heard everybody but Delhi and Green, and Delhi and Green are the first two to us.
Yep.
When there's a fire or anything, they blow Miami Township out of water. So, I want to Miami Township services. I want people to see, oh, we're gonna contract and do this kind of thing over here, and get people saying, well, maybe we need to figure out annex or something like that with Green or a Delhi for that protection. So, just a thought.
just so you know, the chief and I have discussed the response time to that area and how we might address that before this even happens. So, yeah, there's a couple ideas floating around. They're just ideas at this time, but, you know, we want to cut down the response time to that area.
We'll
And
keep the cost down. I mean, to the taxpayer, it gets out of hand, you know?
As much as I pissed and moaned about everything and was a thorn in your side, you know, I'm glad that it passed, but I want to feel like I'm getting my bang for my buck like everybody else is. And those guys deserve it too. They don't need to roll up on a, 20 minutes later on a house fire and it's a foundation, that's all they got to work with, so.
and if I can switch hats, because I'm the fiscal officer in Whitewater Township as well, that's an elected position. We are not out of money by April. I think our board will be looking at the possibility of putting an additional levy on. That's my recommendation to them. That would be something I would recommend for the May, but that money wouldn't come in until 27. So, and currently the chief over there is looking at adding four more full-time firemen. So, but we're not out of money, just so that rumor doesn't get started.
All right.
I'm back, working for you now.
Let's move to the approval. You want to take this, the approval of part-time firefighters, new business?
Yeah, we got two part-time firefighter EMTs, Chris Caldwell, Tyler Bode, that the chief's brought to you. I think you've had a conversation with the chief and done the due diligence there. So I'll make that a motion that we approve part-time firefighter EMTs, Chris Caldwell and Tyler Bode.
And I will second.
Mr. Volrath?
Yes.
Mr. Blanton?
Yes.
Mr. Robinson?
Yes.
All right, we'll move to public comments. If you would like to address the board, you're welcome to come up and stand at the podium, and you can address whatever you want. Mr. Moreline, I see you're ready.
We'll make this quick. I'm just excited that the water main's going to go. I'm sure you are too. It's been a long time. I appreciate your work. The only question I have is, I've never heard a number of an engineer's estimate of where we're at for this project. Do we have one?
I will have it when that final design is done on Jordan.
Okay, with that being said, let's say whatever it is, let's just use a number, 400,000. Let's say the bids come in at 485,000. Are we scrapping this, or are we going to the TIP funds and get some water for these people?
No, we're moving forward.
It's all TIF.
Okay, that's all
We
I
are
need to
moving
know.
forward.
Thank you.
We are moving forward with this. We said we want fresh water for people on Jordan Road and fire protection, so we are moving forward as far as I'm concerned. That's what I'm voting for.
Yeah, I think this has been discussed since 2017 or something
Well, if the
like
bids
that.
come in
So,
super high,
I mean, that's how long this
We're
has
still
been going
moving
on,
forward.
and I think that,
you don't want the contract.
We have,
Right, don't tell
Yeah,
them.
we don't want to tell the contractors that. Actually, now is a fairly.
There you go, Barry.
we're betting against people, so
but Barry,
should be fine.
This is what I talk about with prioritizing. You know, when we're talking about parks, I love parks. My kids love parks. My kids are, that's our favorite thing to do on the weekend is just go to play and playgrounds and parks and everything else. But I care more about water for folks than an extra play set. So that's what this is all. We just don't have unlimited funds, and we gotta look at these things and just prioritize. So.
Right, because my water was going to be put in before they built that park in Crawltown. It's done. They got that $1 million to do that. They can't do
We've got the money set aside, Mr. Oakes, and we're working on it. You just heard it. It'll be put out to bid in the next week.
2015.
So we're trying. We're trying. All right, any more public comments? If you don't, just go
I
ahead.
appreciate y'all doing the four-way up in our neighborhood.
Mhm.
It's been great with the amount of traffic.
Wonderful.
And everything. And the only other thing I would ask is if you guys are putting aside money, no matter who does it, take care of this building. This building still looks terrible. on the
No, I
outside.
agree, it does. It does look terrible.
Whatever it takes, I know I've known about it, this and that and everything. Please take care of this building. So it's like fall out.
And we will.
It's a beautiful place, people love it. Let's take care of it.
We will.
And I talked to Mr. Brett. He actually has brought that up the last couple of months, and so have I, that is a priority. We've been looking into it, and with the thousands and thousands of people that come through here for, reverse raffles and weddings and all the other stuff, we absolutely want it to look nice. So, thank you.
All right, any other things for the public? Anybody? Mr. Beck, you got anything? All right, anybody else? All right, we'll move forward. Comments from the board? Mr. Roberson?
No, it's just been a busy summer. I want to thank everyone for the, again, as was stated, the summer concert. I think that was the biggest crowd we've ever had as far as I could tell, and obviously the weather helped, but it was a beautiful night and a lot of fun and a lot of good feedback. Congratulations to Miss Oster on Oster Roth. That was another big hit. Attended the today we had a lunch meeting with our Kiwanis. So our Cleves Three Rivers Kiwanis celebrated 80 years in existence, and we had state representatives and a lot of dignitaries, and it was a very nice lunch. And Mr. Brett read the proclamation on behalf of our board, congratulating that club. And really for me, that's, I know that there's a lot of civic groups out there, but that club is kind of a mainstay and iconic. So I know Paul got me involved in that years ago, and that's they do great things in our community. And obviously it's back to school, so congratulations. I know it's a big year, 100-year anniversary for Three Rivers and Taylor. I see our school board member here, and thank you for what you do there. But it's a big school year for everyone, but particularly for Taylor. That's all I have.
Mr. Volrath?
All right, I got one piece. We go back to 2 meetings a month in September, so back to the first and third.
We do.
Right.
Ms. Hosier?
The only thing we have is Jim and I talked today, and time just flies, but we're going to have a finance meeting end of September to get things rolling for 2026. And so you guys know, we really, Kim and I are just now getting questions about our audit from 23 and 24. So we're not hiding. We just, he told me it's a situation, but I think they're just now working on our audit. So once we have that, we will let you know. But
the auditor had the lady who's doing the audit actually had a medical emergency, and it sidelined her for a little bit. So.
Right.
Okay.
They just finished Whitewater, so I guess they went to us, and it shouldn't take long.
Right.
So. we'll
All
let
right.
you know. That's all we have.
Okay. So congratulations again to our fire department. They did a great, great job saving that man's life. It's just unbelievable, I think. I think it's just wonderful. So very proud of them. Is there any way the township can be involved in the 100-year anniversary?
We're having a meeting next Tuesday. I can ask our superintendent.
Yeah, that would be great, because you're our community. The school is our community, so we need to embrace it and promote it, and it's a win-win for everyone, and it's a great school district. Very proud of it.
I saw you had a sign, one of the 100-year signs.
Yes.
That's a great way of promoting the school district, letting people know it's out there. I was really inspired by Elder's effort a couple years ago. We thought they were doing the same thing, and I've seen so many signs throughout the community. It's really inspiring.
It's cool to see. It really
It is inspiring, so. And for anybody that's wondering, you can still order that sign, from my understanding, so just contact the school. Someone commented in my comments, and I posted it on Facebook. The link is in there also, so
Very
you're
easy.
more than welcome.
Rivers website.
Very easy to order. Very simple process. Yeah.
Yeah, very easy to order.
Can you guys look up a year someone graduated?
You don't remember what year you? You didn't go there.
I didn't. My brother went there. He's 20 years older than me, so I know about when he would have graduated. So I'd like to get him a sign. I think he'd enjoy it.
Oh, that'd be
I don't know if they go that far back. 63. Yeah. We have all the old yearbooks though, so there's a way to find
I
out.
bet if you put it in there and
Definitely.
Yeah, I just would like to get him one. So.
All right, a motion to adjourn.
I will make a motion to adjourn.
Second?
All right, Mr. Blanton?
Yes.
Mr. Volrath?
Yes.
Mr. Robinson?
Yes.
All right, thanks, everyone.
I got my
Make sure
sign.
you email those guys, or the girls.